Okay, here we go. Variations of the octahedron frequent C. Firstly, this is the initial one that I had made, and yeah, it's the same as the octahedron that I showed you before, with the difference being that it's got the two cable ties at the end. Initially, when I first made them, I was taping the ends together. And then I was like, oh, well, yeah, cable ties would be much better because the tape kind of limits what's going on there. And, this is it's just another one of the same ones, just made out of different straws. That's all it is. It's just clever. This happens to look really cool under ultraviolet light. Really just shines, makes it look pretty and stuff like that. That's the original version of the octahedron that we'll get to it. Yeah, that's the original version though. Yeah, and obviously I can do a lot of the other things with it, create into the different shapes and stuff like that. All right. This one here, I like this one, but it's not what I really want it to be, because as you can see, that bit pops open like that. There's a reason why that happens, okay? And it's because what you're really looking at is two versions. Well, it's not two versions. It's the six straws put together to create frequency, as you've seen in the other section and all the variations that I showed you that. It's two of those put together to create this. And again, it's just another variation of, but in this case, you get this open-ended piece because, I could put it together like that. And that was, one of the first things that I come to realize that you can do it that way if you want, So it's not that difficult to take this right here and then slide that into there. But I like to leave this one open because it reminds me that this is the one that I built using frequency twice. And then obviously, you might even notice it creates the other version of frequency also, which is really clever, if you ask me. Just another variation. Here, I think I might have shown you this in another section. That's another version of the frequent C, which is, the octahedron version of what's going on with our game, little game Tetra, and, obviously your little Star David and stuff like that. And, it's all clever and stuff, yeah. You got two cable ties going on there, and you can see how those ones they're wound inside of each other. So it's literally just, it's two triangles that weave into each other. It's just a clever way of putting the whole thing together. In effect, what I was trying to do is find a way to make it as a frequency, So again, that's just another variation of it. And in this case, what you're really looking at is, let me see if I do it like this, it makes it a little easier. What you're really looking at, this is one of the reasons why I like this one so much, because you've got red, yellow, and blue. It keeps falling apart because it's so old and so used. You got red, yellow, and blue in this one, and I've got one red square, one yellow square, and one blue square. And it's just, you can do quite a lot of the similar things with it, like your pyramid and stuff. But because the two ends are tied together, I find that you can't do everything that I'd like to do with it, So another variation of this one. This one is probably one of the weirder ones in my opinion, because the way it's woven together, it likes to sit in this position, yeah? It's just how it's put together. That's all it is in reality. But you're still, what I'm showing you now, a lot of what I've shown you so far, it's still 2 units of 6, okay? That's what we're looking at, 2 units of 6 for the moment, all right? And then in this one as well, this is another variation of what's going on. And as you can see, you get these like floppy ends that are happening, yeah? And if you take the floppy ends, you only have to focus on getting those 2 vertices to connect. You know, we got red, blue, and purple in this case because red and blue make purple. You know, and then I got the 2 cable ties on that. So you know, it's this is before I come up with the actual finalized version of the frequent C, the octahedron version of, you know, part of the Tetra game. But there's a lot of other things that you can create with that, and like the, you know, look at how that, it just, I love that shape. It's really cool. So I like playing with the variations, don't get me wrong, but I do like what I consider the, you know, the base version of, yeah. Again, you know, more variations. This one here, this is where you really start to look at getting closer to the 1 unit of 12. But, you know, this is still 2 units of 6, and you get the floppy dangly part on there. But you've only got 1 cable tie on this one, yeah? So even though you can do it like that, you still get that floppy bit, and it doesn't quite work, you know? So, you know, this is part of the process of the stuff that I was going through to make it all happen. And I think, is this one? Oh no, because I also realized that you've got, it's strange when you put it together, because you'll recognize that you do get a top and bottom, a left and right, and a front and back, yeah, with the octahedron, which is probably one of the reasons why I created so many variations of this thing, because there's a lot of weird stuff that you can do with it. Because here is your top and bottom where my fingers are, and then, you know, this would be one of the sides, your, you know, left or right sort of thing, yeah? And then obviously you got your front and back that it's like right there. You know, if you want, you could consider that front and back, and then I'm holding the back there with the cable tie. But again, it's just another variation. This one, again, it's all how you weave it together, and, you know, how do you want to perceive what it is that you're looking at. So octahedron again, and you can turn it into a lot of different shapes, but I like this one because it just, you know, you can do this with it, which creates your 4-pointed star. And I kind of, you know, maybe I might go for another few different variations, because I would like it if I could do the frequent C in such a way that I can make it into a 6-pointed star. That would be really cool. But, you know, that's going to require a bit more work, yeah. This one here, now we'll just take this bit out. As you can see, there's a pink and an orange triangle going on with that. And then I've got this weird, almost like flower thing. And you can see how the frequency face, you know, the unit of 6 going on. This is a 1 unit of 6 and 2 units of 3 is what it is, yeah? It's just, again, it's just another variation on top of everything that can be done. But in reality, what that is this right here. And I think I showed you this in another section as well. It's a little bit awkward to get it into position, but it can be done. And it's like the octahedron that I showed you with the linears that go through the internal of it, the three linears. But when you drop it down, you can create your little Star David, and you can bring these 3 points together, and you can do that with it as well. And oh, pretty, that sort of stuff, right? Now, that's when you start to get into the realm of what else can you do? How can you make it with 2 units of 3 and 1 unit of 6 still? This is probably one of the more awkward ones, and let's hope I get this right. This one's so awkward. Here we go. Oh, look, I did well. Yeah. So it's the way that it's woven, but it does create the octahedron, and again, it's really awkward. There's no cable ties involved in this one either, you know. But what I've done is I've used this version of frequency going on there, yeah. So you've got your, like, you know, your sort of, it's your V and your A, and then your 2 straight lines, yeah. But then I've got 2 independent triangles. And with this one, the clever thing about it is, yeah, no, it's in the right order, that's good. Because you've got the green square, the purple square, and the orange square that run through it. But if you're not careful, you could end up, like I showed you with the tetrahedron at one point, you can actually get these 2 independent triangles to roll around, and then they end up in the wrong spot. So that way, when you open it up, it's not the perfect colored squares that it should be. Okay, so that was just another like thing that I was messing around with. This one, I find this one so funny because it's actually 1 unit of 9 and a unit of 3, because you've got this completely independent triangle here, yeah? But then you've got the frequency, which connects to another triangle. So that's where your 1 unit of 9 is, yeah, with the 1 unit of 3 as your independent triangle. I like that one. That one's really cool. It's interesting. It's fun. And as you can see, it's like red on one half and blue on the other half, and that's why you got 2 red lines and 2 blue lines going for the other, that sort of square bit in the middle there. And it doesn't actually create squared colors because you're looking at triangles in this case. So, you know, what I'm showing you here is, I just broke that, that's fine. It's only some straws. What I'm showing you here is that it is possible to create an octahedron just with 4 triangles. I think I explained that before as well. Now this one, oh wow, this one is mad, okay? It's got 1 cable tie going on. Let's see if I can remember which way it's got to get folded. It's like that one, yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay, so again, I got the different colors going on. This one's not like, you know, special colors for special reasons. It's just, I just put a blue square in, a green square, and an orange square in that, yeah? But I did it like this because I wanted it to be able to break down into a square. So, you know, it doesn't matter. There's lots of different variations that you can create. But again, this right here, you know, it looks like just 1 line in some respects, yeah? Unless, of course, you want to, you know, just pull that out like that, and you can open it up like that if you want. And I really like these straws to create this shape. I just like these particular straws. They just feel really nice. And then obviously if I grab the green and the orange there, then I can open that up like that, and then I can close that, and I can create, you know, the pyramid with the frequency on the one side and all that sort of stuff. And, you know, as I've shown you before, if I want, I can turn this into a hexahedron, which is a 6-sided object, like that. And then I can turn it down into a tetrahedron doing it like that. Or, no, it doesn't matter. I can turn it into lots of different things. There's different variations of how it can be done. But then you can break it all down. And, you know, one of my personal favorite things that you can do with it is to create this kind of like 4-pointed flower that opens up. And then you got the, you know, the opening sequence that happens in the middle. And another reason why I happen to like this variation so much is because I can turn it over the other way, and where the cable tie holds it together, you can, you know, pop it open so you get your 4-pointed flower going on there. But the thing that I really like about this one the most is it's 1 unit of 12. That is the main reason why I consider this the base formula for it, even though I showed you the one that I did genuinely create initially, the first one there. But this, I prefer this version purely because it is 1 unit of 12, and it's a matter of how you put it together to create the weaving sequence, you know? Anyway, just clever things, and I hope you all enjoy it. Thanks.